let's just get this over with. Let's go. Welcome to the DSN News Desk. I am your host, Eric Vincent, and I am sitting here in the most sour mood possible thanks to the Detroit Lions. I'm so annoyed right now. Really put a stain on the weekend after another gut-wrenching loss, 28-24 L to the Minnesota Vikings by the Lions, their first road game of the season, and it went in the most annoying possible way that you can imagine. I'm just disgusted. Oh, I'm so disgusted with how this game ended. Let's be clear. To begin the game, before the game even started, I didn't think the Lions were going to win. Minnesota is a pretty good team. They have a lot of firepower offensively and defensively, and after the loss they suffered on Monday Night Football to the Eagles, I thought they had all the motivation necessary to make a statement game against the Lions. So I didn't have a problem picking against them. I didn't think this was going to go in the Lions' favor. It didn't go in their favor, but it's all about how and why it didn't go into their favor. We're going to take all the steps necessary to talk about why. I can take a loss. I'm okay with you being beat by a better team. If you don't bring your best foot forward, it happens. It's no big deal. I can deal with that. But how this game ended is driving me nuts. And one of the biggest plays of the game is being picked apart on social media. And we're going to get into that as well. Dan Campbell got into his post-game presser where he talked about a lot of things that unraveled with the game. And one of the biggest focal points was the last offensive possession where they kicked the field goal and Seibert missed it. I believe it was the second miss of the day. A lot of people are very upset for a multitude of reasons. Dan Campbell in the presser said he wished he would have went for it. People wanted the Lions to punt it, to pin Minnesota within their 20-yard line, which I understand. To me, that's not what decided this game. That is not what's getting me hot about what happened in this game. While I am upset that possession didn't go how we wanted it to because Seibert missed, I'm not sitting here putting the stake to the throat of Dan Campbell because of that. That is not why I'm upset at all. It's everything that happened before that. You should even have been in a position where you had to kick that field goal. You had a 2-score lead in the second half. The fourth quarter, you had all the momentum going in your favor. You were running the ball. You were pounding. You were moving the ball efficiently. And you blew it and ruined it with horrendous play calling. The Lions repeatedly, I think they had 2 or 3 possessions in the fourth quarter, and they were passing more than they were running with a 2-score lead. This is the inexperience that drives me crazy about this team. Because while people focus on the roster and the talent that they have, to me, I keep saying it, it's their inexperience that is hurting this team. It's not their talent. While they do have holes where they can improve on talent-wise, I think they need another defensive lineman. You need some linebacker help. You need another cornerback, especially after what happened to Warrior. We'll talk all about that on the Beyond the Box on Monday. Check that out tomorrow at 7 o'clock with me and AJ. But back to this game. What happened is all on coaching. It's all on the coaching staff. They were throwing the ball so much. It was driving me crazy. The Lions literally were sitting with the ball at 12 minutes, and they passed the ball twice in one of their first possessions in the fourth quarter. If you run the ball, which you had been doing just fine the whole game, you scored twice with Jamal Williams. He's got about 80 yards on 20 touches and could have had more if you kept giving it to him or Reynolds. You would have iced off more than enough time to keep Minnesota's offense on the field where they don't have a moment or even thought of scoring a touchdown and taking advantage of your defense, which was already gassed at certain points. You're supposed to shave off as much time on the clock as possible. If you run the ball while you got it at 12 minutes and you run at least 2 times, you were getting at least 3, 4, 5 yards a pop every play. So if you run successfully with the offensive line blocking as well as they had been, if you keep running, you automatically shave off at least a minute and a half with that alone. You then take a 10-minute clock to an 8-minute clock at that point. You shave it down that much, and you keep the potential explosiveness of Minnesota's offense on the sideline, which is where you needed to be this whole game. And you let them right back in by being cute with all those Jared Goff play-action plays. What are you doing that for? By the way, you can't set up play action if you're not running the ball consistently enough. If you're passing more than you're throwing in a quarter, your play action is not going to work. And we saw that. Amon-Ra St. Brown went down hurt. Josh Reynolds went down hurt. DJ Shark disappeared. I literally was talking about this with my friend. Shark and Hockenson disappeared so much. They got a couple passes in the first quarter in the first half and disappeared after that. Your ability to play action and pass went away early in the first or second half because you weren't getting the same drives. Your guys weren't getting open. Shark had another big drop. Hockenson, he drives me crazy with how much he disappears. You cannot have that. And you can't keep leaning on Amon-Ra, targeting him 15 times a game on his own, especially when he's hurt. Reynolds had an awesome game. I'm very happy with the plays he made. A lot of big-time catches. But, man, you have to work in situational moments to take advantage of your opponent. And if you keep giving them life by passing the ball, stopping the clock, throwing incomplete passes, giving their defense the opportunity to rush and hit your quarterback, you're going to lose the game. That's exactly what happened to them. I am so disgusted about what happened. It don't have nothing to do about that field goal. If I'm mad at anything with that field goal, I'm mad at Seibert for missing 2 huge field goals that could have helped push this lead even further for the Lions. I'm not mad about that. I'm mad about the play calling. The play calling was absolutely horrendous. You could only rely on so much from what your defense did. Okuda Island shut Justin Jefferson down. You lost Dalvin Cook. He got hurt. The defense was playing as well as you could have played. They weren't going to be lights out the whole game, and you can't ask them to be so. The strong point of this Lions team is their offense, and they were let down by the coaching staff who couldn't call a legitimate play. There's one thing I hate where coaches question the knowledge of fans or like the media when they're asked about these kind of things. And I'm not saying Dan Campbell did that, but I have seen coaches do that when they talk about how they've been coaching for years and playing for years, and we know what we're doing, and we don't need, fans on the outside questioning and telling us how to run a game. Well, ironically, this fan here, this media guy here, was literally sitting here questioning everything you were doing and why you wouldn't run the football. How you thought it was a good idea to be cute with Jared Goff in play action sets where nobody was getting open, where he was throwing passes to guys who were before the first down line mark. He wasn't even throwing to the first down sticks. He wasn't even getting past it. The pass game was stale. It wasn't working. You were trying to shave the clock off, not let Jared Goff look like an MVP and make him look cute with his numbers. He already had a great game. You didn't have nothing else to prove. Put the game away. Win it. Grit only gets you so much, and we love Dan Campbell for his grit, his feistiness, his lack of fear in calling games and hyping up his guys. Grit only gets you so far, pal. When it's time to call X's and O's, you have to be able to know what you're doing. And this was an absolute blunder of a performance by the Detroit Lions coaching staff. Players should be, I don't think they should be upset with themselves. They played as well as they could have. To me, it's all on the coaching staff. But please talk to me in the comment section. I can't be the only one feeling this frustrated. I'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you were thinking through this entire game. What were your feedbacks? Like, did you think this was winding down? At what point did you think this was an SOL type game? Because as soon as they kept handing it over to Goff to keep airing it out, I was getting so much SOL vibes, and it was just driving me nuts. But let me know what you were thinking. Like the video down below. Of course, subscribe to our channel so you can get us up to 5,000 subscribers and keep this awesome content rolling for you right here on DSN. Of course, follow our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all of the above. Make sure you search and follow us on there. Of course, we got plenty of write-ups on our website, DetroitSportsNation.com. And, of course, you can give me a follow so I can stay in tune with you at I Am Eric Vincent. Talk to me, let me know what your thoughts were on the game, and I'll be right back here to chop it up with you soon enough at the DSN News Desk. Peace.